So Alan Sugar has said that my next guest is destined for big things. Zack Fortag.
Zack Fortag.
Zack Fortag is the founder of the Ahead of Time Academy.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to our second part of mine and Joe's series. This video is brought to you by Hackney's Finest and Ahead of Time Academy. The topic that I really want to talk about today is, how can young people be successful? What's the traits? This isn't just for business. This is for a young person right now taking an exam. This is for a young person right now who might be struggling with like mental health issues. So what we'll do is we'll give 3 tips each. What's sort of your first main tip for young people?
So for me, I will go in order of what I believe, but I always stand by the 3 Ps, but one of them would be patience. Patience is key for me, and key for everyone in life, to be fair. Like, it's a tip you really want at a young age. A lot of people just want it given to them straight away. This is just not just business, this is just life, a life lesson. You ideally have to wait for things. That's why they say the best things take time. And in life, you ideally have to stand by that. And if you don't, you're going to be lost at such an early age.
My first point, I think, is the most important, is to work hard. If you don't work hard in what you're doing, you won't achieve it. You can go out and have fun. You can go and watch some TV, but if you want something, you need to work hard at it and try not to waste too much time. That's if you're starting a business, you want to really work hard on that, spend hours on the computer, hours pitching. If you're doing an exam, you want to spend hours revising. So that's something which I think is really important, and it's one of the most important sort of skills to achieve something. Would you agree with that?
I agree, and working hard is you have to work hard, and you got to work hard, play hard, or you have to work hard and work smart at the same time. So 100% agree with that one.
What's your sort of second tip?
So my second tip would be persistence. You got to be persistent in ideally anything you do in life, especially at such a young age, especially with your GCSEs or any exams you're taking, or any sport you take up, football, basketball, or anything you do outside in your spare time. Being persistent and having that trait at such a young age, growing in adulthood, you really need, because you need to be persistent. You need to be on. You need to be engaging with everything step by step, with every paint of the stroke. You need to ideally keep on going. Don't fail. Don't stop. Just keep on going. That's the thing. Is that's how life journey works anyway. Because life's not straight. Life's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you keep persistent and be persistent, you're halfway there.
Yeah, it's very important. For example, when I was doing clothing around 16, ASOS, they emailed me back saying no after I emailed them about 100 times, and I just kept on emailing them, and eventually they said yes. So that's why I think it's definitely such an important skill, because if someone says no, don't take that for an answer. Just keep on going, and eventually you'll either get there because they want to, or because they're sort of just fed up of you. So that's something which is really important. My second tip would be to sort of be adaptable. There's a lot of sort of changes now in the world, and if you don't adapt your business, if you don't adapt your plan, if you don't adapt what you do at work, then you won't be successful, because anything can happen. I think we've seen that this year. Anything sort of can happen in the world, so you don't really know what can happen. So if you plan a business, if I've had an events business, then coronavirus happened. So you've got to be prepared for anything.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. You have to prepare. If you don't prepare, you prepare to fail, and you have to adapt. And it comes on to my third point. My third P is perseverance. You have to be persevering in everything you do. You have to be pivoting. You have to look at every angle, every corner of how things could be. And if you don't persevere, in my eyes, you don't ideally get far. That's with the patience. That's with the persistence, and that's with the perseverance itself. So them 3 things, if you have all 3 of them things, ideally that life, or at such a young age, your life will be going further than what you would be expecting it to be.
Yeah, that's definitely a great tip. My last one would be communication. That's sending an email to someone, learning how to actually send a proper email. LinkedIn as well, sending a message on LinkedIn, connecting with people. Over the phone is very important. You'll be doing a lot of calls, a lot of sales calls, a lot of discussing a lot of different things with different people, trying to sell yourself, sell your business. and also physical. You know, your body language, when to shake someone's hand, when to look up, when to look down, how to move your hands. There's loads of different types of things. So how have you really used communication for your benefit in business?
For me, it does come in touch, or does come in as a bonus when you do know what sort of body language or how to communicate with people. Because if, for example, with body language, you know, it's so important when you are talking to people, the way you look at someone, have your head up, or even sometimes puff your chest out, or like that, because that means that you're showing that you're confident, and ideally you want to be showing that. Even for example, the 5-second rule, or the 5 seconds, it takes 5 seconds for someone to realise what sort of person you are, the first impression sort of thing. So the communication is key, because if you do not get that part correct, then that's how people will see you. So there's no point changing. So always understand how to communicate, your ideas, the way you speak, you know, things that you want to get out. Because if you do not get that part right, you know, you will have stumbling blocks at the first hurdle, you know, when things do. So ideally you want to get that first part correct. If you do, then you smash it.
Yeah, I think communication is something that is one of the most important things which isn't taught at school. I've interviewed and hired people who sort of came out of school after university and they didn't know how to communicate at a job interview. And I think, you know, to secure a job is tough as it is, but then to not be able to communicate or sell yourself or speak to someone in an interview is really damaging to that person. So I think it's definitely something that sort of should be taught more in school. You know, examples of interviews, mock phone calls, mock sales calls. So that is really, really important. So yeah, that concludes all of our 6 topics. Please check out Ahead of Time Academy, the website, and Hackney Finance on Instagram. And yeah, we'll be back next week for another part of this series. Thanks for watching.